awesome sunscreen, but is putting these toxic chemicals on your skin better than the damaging rays of the sun? Peace!
Hi, my name is Gabrielle, and I'm going to tell you about the sunscreen ingredients. Sunscreen can be very harmful to your skin. A few examples of some ingredients would be zinc oxide, avobenzone, and many more. These are all chemically made. Titanium dioxide and aminobenzoic acid are the only two natural ingredients. Titanium dioxide can be found basically anywhere, except in extremely cold climates. Zinc oxide is chemically made in a laboratory. This ingredient, surprisingly, is not as harmful as some of the natural ingredients, but still isn't good for you. Aminobenzoic acid is organic and can be found naturally in liver, mushrooms, and whole grains. Some effects of these ingredients can be extremely dangerous. Effects include DNA damage, skin irritations, allergies, increases chance of breast cancer cells, and along with many other cancer risks. Also, they can cause a higher risk of melanoma. This is the most dangerous form of skin cancer. The places that these ingredients are found in are North America and specific areas in Europe and Asia, like China, Russia, and Germany. Sunscreen can protect you from the sun, but is it worth those side effects?
Sunscreen goes through a lot of different stages to get to its final product. First, they use a technique called reverse osmosis. This is where they extract pure water from the earth and pressurize it through a tube into a machine called semi-permeable membrane. This machine only allows some, but not all, components of water to pass through, separating the pure water from the impurities. Next, they add two unidentified ingredients, which they mix into the water. The recipe calls for exact measurements, and they make 10 gallons of sunscreen at a time, but they enlarge it for commercial use. After that, they make the bottles. They use a technique called blow molding. This is where they feed plastic through a heated drill-like object called a hopper. It melts the plastic and then it is poured into a mold. They pressurize air into the mold, forcing the plastic to go to the sides of the mold. It is then cooled and sent to the printing company for labels. After the labels are put on, they are capped. You can do this automatically, or if you want to put a cap with a pump for easy dispensing, you have to do it manually. They then ship the sunscreen in boxes of 12. The sunscreen itself is horrible for the environment. The titanium dioxide pollutes and kills the environment, and the zinc binding can cause earthquakes and dust storms. On the other hand, the bottles are very green. The recycling company sends the bottles back to the original company and are reused. If the bottles are not reusable, they send it to another company to use. Eventually, they can't be reused anymore, so they send the bottles to an installation company to be turned into installation.
In terms of cost, one bottle of sunscreen costs about $11, which is 3 to 5 ounces. It depends on the bottle. If there were $5,000 worth of sunscreen tubes, solution, labels, and manufacturing overhead for each individual job, the cost of 15,000 tubes produced would only be $1 a tube. In the process, there might be one department in which sunscreen tubes are filled with the solution, while a different company places the label on the finished product. All these different companies and departments will have different costs linked to the steps it took to manufacture the product. These costs would be different from company to company. They would add all the expenses up from the manufacturing and material costs to get the total, which is way more than we pay. It's hard to tell whether the sun or sunscreen is worse for you, but over time we believe sunscreen is more damaging to your body. There are other ways you can protect yourself from the sun. For example, scientists have studied and said that the best sunscreen for you is internal sunscreen. This can be built up by eating nutritious foods such as berries, spirulina, and superfoods. Don't spend too much time in the sun, but life is short, so make the most of it and enjoy the fresh air.